coming of Bear Pop Comics. So I have a comic haul today. And excuse me, I'm always snipping in between when I say these things because I deal with some allergies, this dead season. But anyway, this is predominantly an Ollies comic haul. So let's go with this it's not little by any means. This omnibus first. It's from DC's Black Label. And it's by Brian K. Vaughan and Tony Harris, and it's called EX MACHINA. Now, I've heard about this book. I've never read it. The art in it is very realistic, very good art. And it says one of the 10 best novels of the year, I guess, when it came out. And that's from Entertainment Weekly. And it has the drive to and complexity of a terrific cable TV drama. And that's Washington Post. So this came out a while ago. I've always heard about this. This is under DC's Black Label. So that's their more adult comic line. Let me center this up, make sure we get every image in here, guys. Excuse me, I'm just going to move a little bit. Okay, here we go. So, as I was saying, this is under DC's more adult comic line. So I'm going to attempt to show you a little bit of the art inside. It's good stuff inside. Very detailed artist. Very different approach. I cannot tell you what the story is about yet because I really haven't read it, and I could go in the back and look at the synopsis and give you an idea of what it is, but there's going to be a lot of reading, but I want to check it out. So in the back, let's look at the back. Okay, it says, when a strange accident gives civil engineer Mitchell Hundred the amazing ability to control machinery, he uses his newfound powers to become the world's first living, breathing superhero, but the thrill of risking his life simply to help maintain the status quo eventually wears thin, leading Mitch to retire from the mass crime fighting in order to run for mayor of New York City, an election he wins by landslide. This is already different. And that's when the real weirdness begins. Okay, so I'm not going to read the rest because I'm not going to really, get that deep into it because I don't even want to spoil the plot for myself. But I think it was a good buy. I got this. This generally would probably be a about $150, $200 omnibus. As you can see, it's very, very thick. Very thick. I got this from Ollies for $35. So, when I seen it, I said, I think I want to try it out. So at any rate, one day I'll get to it and read it. It looks really good. So we're going to slide this over to the side because we got some more things to look at too. And I also picked up from Ollies, I like Batman related stuff. So this is Punchline, the Gotham game. I had this single issue. And usually when I get this kind of stuff, I'm grabbing it because I couldn't keep up with the single books. So, seeing it now, I got a complete run of it. I have two. This is my second Punchline comic book graphic novel that I have. So, the art looks great. And this be something else I'm going to be interested in reading, when I get the time. I got a lot of stuff to catch up on. I'm not even going to get into my digital finds this video. Hold on, I'm going to give you guys a little bit more light. I'm not even going to get into my digital finds this video because my digital stuff that I got on my Kindle, I'm going to save that for another video. So let's get into the books of what we have here today. So I have XFU, the XFU transmission receiver from Devil's Due Studios, an indie book. So we're going to put that to the side. I have X Factor, All That Glitters. Sorry, I got to put this over here so you can see it. Let me make sure you guys saw this last book because I got to look in the camera and make sure you've seen it. Okay, yeah, so got a XFU transmission received, and from Devil's Due Studios, and a classic X Factor book number 42, All That Glitters. I'm looking for these because I want to get that early run of X Factor, and they came out in the late 80s. And I found another Planet Death number 1 or number 0. And is this the one I found? Okay, it's another one in here too, with another copy of it that is before this one. I guess that's .0 or whatever. So this was cool to find. I try to hold on and collect these. I did a good trade with my man John, the comic guy, for one of these. Some of these I'm just going to, hold on to, see what they go for online. Of course, with the Batman tradition, we have Dark Knight's one. I didn't even know this existed. Batman the Murder Machine. So they had a plastic cover already on it, but because it came out the pack, I felt like it was bending it a little bit. So I slapped it into a Mylar bag with a back to it, which, makes me feel a little bit more comfortable. Now, this is the stuff I like, and I know everybody's not that crazy about Valiant, but I'm a Valiant fan. I ran into Shadow Man number 16. I'm not sure if I had this, but I'm trying to catch up on the Shadow Man. Pretty much all the early Valiant stuff. The whole run of Valiant, basically, I'm trying to catch up on. Now, this Valiant issue, the Harbinger Files, I was looking for this particular issue. I don't think I have it, because I just thought the whole helmet, the mask, and them flying like that was cool. So this was the one I was kind of trying to find, and I stumbled on it and said, oh, so I, packaged this up real quick. So this is going to add to my Valiant collection. All right, so we found another book back here called it's from a free comic book day event. This is the EC Comics. EC was known for putting out a lot of horror stuff. I'm not that big in horror stuff, but if I get it in a pack, I don't have a problem flipping it. And it's called Blood Ties. I think it has to do a lot with vampires. And of course, another Planet Death issue. This is the one on the back of it. Now, this was a special edition from New Dimension Comics and Rivers Comic Con in Pennsylvania. So I definitely want to hold on to this one. I think this was number 0, and it just was maybe a new cover, or it might be a whole different one. I'm not sure. But this is Planet Death is a fun sci-fi action book, so, and when I run into these, I try to hold on to them, and I didn't know this one existed. So I put this aside. This would be something I could be a nice flip. I'm gonna see if I can get some more. But yeah, I was happy with that. Very happy with that. So we're gonna get to this middle pile. Let's put these back up here. Try not to have it where it's just you guys are just looking, because I have a fan back there, and I explained that. That's because it's a good prop, number 1, and we're getting into some hot times now. So some days I gotta throw a little air on. These are my little Skylander characters that we got for my grandson. He outgrew them, so they're good for the comic video, you know what I mean? Because they have some characters. They came actually from a video game. And they also have some books out, excuse me, which are hard to find. So I'm saving them and keep a reminder that I want to get the books. Okay, let's move right along, get to the middle. We have Bloodshot number 0. I always collect Valiant. Y'all know what time it is. So this ain't nothing new. Now, this I was very pleased to get, which is in the center. Batman, One Bad Day, the Ra's al Ghul one. When I was collecting these, before I sold them, I never got this one. And I'm a fan of Ra's al Ghul, and I love this cover, so this is a nice find. And the book is kind of thick, so this was worth the pack. This was with the Ollies pack right here. This and the Planet Deaths, yeah, it was worth the buy. So we have, what's coming next here? What do we have next? Elf Warrior, #1. Now, Elf Quest, let me make sure I got you guys in the center, okay? Because I want to make sure I'm seeing everything where I'm supposed to see it. Okay, all right, that's good. So Elf Quest had a big following at one time. And I don't know which books were valuable. This book may be valuable. I know it was in very good condition when I got it out the pack. So slammed it up. We have a classic Green Lantern. I like this cover. You know, I don't follow a lot of Green Lantern, but I do pick this stuff up because the DC Universe Rebirth and the DC 52, I happen to like what they were doing in that particular run. Okay, so let's see what else we have in here. We're going to get to my X-Men stuff here. Well, some of it anyway. We did a big X-Men video. I don't know if you guys were here for the last one. We did a huge X-Men run on the last video. So, X Factor #108. And I love this cover of Mystique. I had this book one time. I think I might have sold it in a collection, you know, because I flip books. I keep the graphic novels, but I flip the books. And this is really something I want to keep. But I do like this cover of her. You know, it's really cool. It's eye-grabbing. Okay, we have from Technocom. This is back in the day. It's a 90s comic, but Mike Spillane's Mike Danger. And I had a nice little run of these. And then when I sold the run in a collection, I couldn't find #2. Now I find #2 and I can't find the rest of them. Go figure. Who cares? That's all right. I'll run into them. You know, one thing with Ollies, you will run into these books. You know, it's kind of like a Cracker Jack box. You get a pack, and you just grab what's in the pack. And some stuff you get can be pretty good. Some things there. Now I got Legion of Superheroes #7. This book was really in pristine condition. So, you know, I don't know where the value of it really would go, but it's nice to hold on to, you know, some DC fans. You know, I'm not a big Superman guy, but, you know, when I see a good cover, I grab it. Yeah. So we have some more Elf Quest. And this is Elf Quest Siege at Blue Mountain by Apple Comics #3. Now, they seem to have changed some distributors from different comic people, you know, and I don't know exactly who put them out last. I don't know. I don't know which ones had the most value to it, but at one time they were big craze with getting the Elf Quest things. I don't know. So I ran to them. They deserve a, you know, Mylar bag, whatever, because I don't know the value of what it would be. And last on this list over here is Cyblade, one of the early Top Cow Image comic book runs. And this is from the Baltimore Comic Con. It was #1. So I believe she was a part of, what superhero team was it? Was it Cyber Force, Brigade, Wildcats? I don't remember. One of those early Image Comics superhero teams. So at any rate, that's what I picked up from Ollie. So I'm going to put this back over here. And that's my haul for today. I'm not going to do a big one, because the last one I hit y'all with a lot of books. But there's a lot more books to come, you know, as I'm rebuilding the collection. As I flip, I try to rebuild the collection. Guys, before we close out this video, this was from the new Punchline graphic novel that I bought. And I neglected to show you this gorgeous hardcover underneath of the paper cover that they have on front and underneath of the graphic novel jacket. And this is Punchline. It's a very good picture of her. You know, I like the coloring and everything. It's really nice. So I just, you know, wanted to throw this in there. Once again, Michael T. Downing of Bear Pop Comics. I want you to enjoy this good weather and pick up some good comics today.